Have you ever wondered where homeschooling actually comes from? Many people assume homeschooling began as a Christian movement, others believe it emerged simply as a reaction to public schools. While both ideas contain some truth, the real story is far more fascinating. The modern homeschool movement began with one remarkably simple question: must education happen inside a school building? Today we're tracing the birth to one of the most influential educational movements in American history. So let's travel back to the 1960s. At the time, public school wasn't just common, it was considered the normal path for virtually every child. Compulsory attendance laws were well established, and few questioned whether education could happen anywhere else. Then one educator began asking uncomfortable questions. His name was John Holt. As a teacher and educational researcher, John Holt spent years observing children in classrooms. What he saw challenged his assumptions. He became convinced that many students weren't failing because they lacked intelligence. Instead, he believed the structure of school itself often discouraged curiosity, creativity, and independent thinking. The observation would eventually help launch an entire movement. In 1964, Holt published How Children Fail. The book challenged conventional thinking about education and quickly sparked national discussion. But Holt wasn't finished. Over the next decade, his ideas became even more revolutionary. In 1976, Holt published Instead of Education. Rather than simply reforming schools, he proposed something almost unthinkable for the time. Perhaps education didn't have to happen in schools at all. The single idea changed everything. Early homeschool advocates came from many different backgrounds: educational reformers, libertarians, progressives, parents simply looking for something better. The movement was never just one political party or even one religious tradition. It was united by a shared belief that parents should have greater freedom in educating their children. Around the same time, researchers Raymond and Dorothy Moore published work suggesting that many young children benefited from stronger family involvement and later formal schooling. Their research deeply influenced thousands of Christian families. Throughout the 1980s, homeschooling expanded rapidly through churches, local support groups, families determined to make a more active role in their children's education. Throughout the 1980s, homeschooling expanded rapidly through churches, local support groups, and families determined to take a more active role in their children's education. But homeschooling wasn't clearly legal everywhere. Many parents faced investigations. Some received truancy notices. Others worried they could lose the right to educate their own children. The question was becoming much larger than education. It was becoming a legal question. In 1983, attorney Michael Ferris helped establish the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, better known today as HSLDA. Its mission was straightforward: defend homeschool families, protect parental rights, help secure legal recognition across the country. Throughout the 1980s and early 1990s, legal victories and grassroots advocacies gradually reshaped homeschool laws across America. Then came one of the defining moments in homeschool history. By 1993, homeschooling had become legal in all 50 states. What began with one educator asking a question had become a nationwide movement involving millions of families. Yet one question still remains at the heart of nearly every homeschool debate today. Who should have primary responsibility for a child's education? Parents or the state? Let's quickly review the journey. In 1964, John Holt begins challenging traditional assumptions about schooling after having published How Children Fail. In 1976, the idea of learning outside traditional schools began to spread. In 1983, HSLDA is founded to defend homeschool families. And in 1993, homeschooling becomes legal in all 50 states. One question, 4 milestones, an entire movement. The homeschool movement wasn't simply about where children learn. It was and continues to be a conversation about who should direct a child's education. That question still shapes legislation, court cases, and educational policy today. If you only remember 4 things from today's lesson, remember these. John Holt questioned the assumptions behind modern schooling. Raymond and Dorothy Moore strengthened the movement through research emphasizing family-centered education. HSLDA defended homeschool families in court and legislatures. And by 1993, homeschooling had become legal in all 50 states. Those 4 milestones form the foundation of the modern homeschool movement. Before you go, see if you can answer these without looking back. Question 1. Who is often called the father of modern homeschooling? Question 2. What major legal milestone occurred in 1993? Question 3. What question sits at the center of nearly every homeschool policy debate? So how did you do? Here are the answers. If you enjoyed this first lesson, I'd love to invite you to join me again in next week's Homeschooling Expert Files. We are just walking through this one lesson at a time, learning about the foundation of our homeschooling privileges so that we can do everything we can to protect them. Because remember, the forces are always at work to try and remove them from our enjoyment. In our next lesson, we'll examine the most important court case in American educational history, a case that fundamentally challenged the idea that states could control every child's education. It's called the case that stopped the state from owning education. You won't want to miss it. But until then, thank you so much for watching this video with me today. Until next time, God bless.